Call of the Night Season 2, Episode 3 has really been an eye-opener for me. I've been talking about how these vampires are just willy-nilly going around preying upon innocent children. Yes, you heard that right. These vampires are preying on innocent children. This guy, the main MC, the guy, I forgot his name, and this dude right here too, they were all just kids. These vampires are legit 40 to 1,000 years old. So just imagine Nosferatu, but he disguises himself as a gal. That would just be treacherous. That would just be evil. And Uncle right here, our anti-hero, she's a little crazy. If you haven't seen episode 3 yet, you're gonna see she has a little loose screws, which is why she is a anti-hero, a true anti-hero. And like I said, or I'm about to mention, I forgot if I said it or not, 99.99% of you are probably not anti-vampire, but I want all of them to die, just like Uncle here. Uncle is a human, according to her profile. She's 28, birthday, yeah, I don't know why we need to know her birthday, but anyways, Uncle Ugisu is a private detective who specializes in cases involving vampires and has made it her mission to kill all vampires. She is one of the only humans with knowledge of vampires and a secret in how to kill them. So there you have it, guys. I feel like there isn't enough detectives or people that are actually trying to exterminate the vampires. And like I said, you guys might be team vampire. I get it. They're all dressed up, they're dolled up, they look cute. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, they're these blood-sucking, predatory-like beings, supernatural beings that can fly. Obviously they haven't really abused their power yet. But the fact that I would have been fine if they were like making these adults fall in love with him, but no, they're preying after small children. Like there's this anime about a gamer girl and a guy at a store, and everyone's going batshit crazy about, oh, this is just a PDF file, going after a young gal. But they don't. But when you watch Call of the Night, you don't really feel that now, do you? But in all reality, these gals are 1,000 years old, and then the lad is like 12. All right, so that's why I am like, if only, maybe if they just waited it out, you know what I'm saying? Like if the vampire just waited out until they're 18, where they can actually consent, then I would actually been all right with it. But no, they're already trying to turn them into vampires. You can see here, Uncle is going a little wacko with the violence here, but she has to be like Batman in a way, you know what I'm saying, and still fear and just be insane. You have to be insane, a little bit kooky, to go after vampires in the first place. She probably has a personal vendetta. We don't really know, well, at least not now. This is, or maybe I missed it in the past episodes, but in season 2 episode 3 of Call of the Night, they really haven't really mentioned anything of her past. So right here, she says, it's not my policy to kill humans. Of course, after stabbing the fuck out of this other vampire, Aku, I believe, he's not gonna die. Vampires don't die that easily, and she knows it too. She's only doing that to interrogate him, to know who exactly turned him into a vampire. Of course, later on, the person who did turn him into a vampire shows up, and so she's over here just trying to kill them all, which is fantastic. I honestly applaud her. Call of the Night really did need an antagonist, and we found it. But in all opinion though, I think she's the real hero of this story. She's the real fucking hero. Yeah, anti-hero, call her what you will. Detective, the police, the moral police, whatever you want to call her. These vampires need to be killed. Because just think about it, guys. These vampires, they could have gone after adults, but no. They're going after children, and then these children, they can't even consent yet. Let's see how old Kao is. Bro, Kao is legit 14. 14 years old, middle school dropout. What the fuck? So yeah, and then we found out Nazuno's like 40 at best, 30 at worst. Or the other way around, vice versa. But yeah, guys, sorry to say, but I honestly hope that all the vampires are killed, and then this just ends in a bloody war. You know what I'm saying? Just blood on everyone's hands. But I highly doubt that's gonna happen, because like I said, 99% of you guys want this shit to happen. You guys want Kao and Nazuno to get married. You want Kao to actually turn into a vampire. You know, Kayamori, yeah. You guys actually want him to be preyed upon by these older ass women vampires that are wolves in sheep clothing. And then they try to play the moral high ground and be like, look, you're the only one who's trying to kill anyone around here. Because, you know, at the end of this confrontation, this little battle here, this skirmish, you know, at the end of it, you know, she's like, oh, you're not gonna kill me? And then the vampires are like, you know what? You're the one who's actually just trying to kill anyone. Which is funny because it's like, you're a vampire. Like, how do you... Like, even if the vampire dies, it's like, you've been living... Is that even living? Being, like... Is, like, living as a vampire living? I would say, like, that's like a cheat skill, honestly. You know, you've lived long enough, period. Like, you're using dark magic as a supernatural being to outlive everybody else. But to be fair, yeah, they should just be killed, like, pronto. So yeah, you know, they're trying to play the moral high ground here, but you can't. You know, they're preying on these children. They are legit preying on these children, and you'd think they'd live long enough to even know that. But no, they think it's okay because, oh, they'll become vampires just like us. Nah, fuck that, man. That's not... You can't just put the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying? They're not even vampires yet. So I don't know how you're able to just justify that, like, right from the get-go.